Hello, Anime VISOR here, with a check-in on today's menu for the Emiya Family. He almost did a number on himself, haha haha, get it? Oh, that's right, SiGNUM, you've only seen Fate Apocrypha and Fate Extra Last Encore. Well, Fate Apocrypha has a lot of interesting characters like Chiron, Achilles, Atalante, Karna, and Fran, all of which get little to no screen time. Semiramis and Mordred, along with their two masters, get an okay amount and do have some form of story arc to their characters, but are ultimately sidelined most of the time to follow the bland love affair between a piece of cardboard, I mean Sieg, and Jeanne. You know that cliche saying, still a better love story than Twilight? This is not one of those stories. Surprisingly, it's worse. Fate Extra Last Encore has a nonsensical, hard to follow plot that tries to pass itself off as a mystery by just being cryptic to the audience. Hokuno is somehow less interesting and less emotional than Sieg, and is only fighting so the story can progress. And while Nero has a cute and bubbly personality, I personally find that it gets grating after a while. I like Nero, but compared to other characters in the Fate series, I think she's better in small amounts. Of course, the Fate series has unfortunately never been very subtle when it comes to Nero. Yes and no. While these aren't great entries into the series, I find them easier to watch than some of Fate kaleid liner Prisma Illya, which at times is borderline child pornography, though thankfully it seems to have gotten mostly away from that in the recent season and movie. However, an entry in the Fate series that has been better than all three of those entries, and what was supposed to be the focus of the video, today's menu for the Emiya Family. Fulfilling meal and a familiar view. In this story, fate and food meet in a delicious and gentle world. It's nothing but an ordinary meal scene. Delicious meals are served at the Emiya's dinner table every day, through spring, summer, fall, and winter. Let's see, what's for dinner today? I would assume most people, unless you're like SiGNUM, will be instantly familiar with the cast here in today's menu for the Emiya Family, because, well, it's the cast of Fate Stay Night. However, no fighting for the Holy Grail in this spin-off of Fate Stay Night, just Shiro, Saber, Rin, Sakura, and a bunch of other Fate characters cooking and eating food, relaxed and laid back. Most of the time. If you've ever seen Carnival Phantasm, another spin-off in the Fate series, it's similar to that, minus the Tsukihime characters and Lancer dying every episode. In simpler terms, it's a cooking slice-of-life spin-off of Fate Stay Night. With what is usually a pretty action-orientated series, it's nice to take a break and watch something sweet and wholesome with familiar names and faces. Based on a manga of the same name and adapted by Ufotable, today's menu for the Emiya Family's art style is cute and fun, and the animation always looks good. A big reason why I think Ufotable are able to make such a good-looking anime is because of its runtime and release schedule, which is one 13-minute episode once a month. That would be the reason, yes. As much as I enjoy and love how relaxing this anime is, there unfortunately isn't a lot of it. A question I've been asking myself in lead up to this video is whether or not today's menu for the Emiya Family is something worth recommending to someone not familiar with Fate. Part of me feels anyone in the mood for a sweet and relaxing cooking anime will find some enjoyment from this anime. However, to fully enjoy it, I think you'll need to be somewhat familiar with the Fate series, at least Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. There's also a few references to stuff that was revealed in Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel, so there might be a slight spoiler here and there. I would say no, but like most of Type Moons' series, like Tsukihime, Fate, and the Garden of Sinners, it's made for people familiar with Type Moon. While I think anyone can enjoy it, today's menu for the Emiya Family was made for fans of the Fate series. If you're familiar and like Fate, you're going to get more out of today's menu for the Emiya Family than someone who isn't as familiar. I mean, the whole setting of this anime seems to be that of Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Well, as you may know, Fate Stay Night is based on a visual novel that was released in 2004. However, in 2005, a sequel visual novel was released titled Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Without going into too much detail to avoid spoilers, Rin botched an experiment that caused some wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, and the result is a mostly slice-of-life adventure with no servants or masters fighting over the Holy Grail, just living life. The keyword in that last sentence being mostly. However, today's menu for the Emiya family sticks to just the slice-of-life aspects, and has a few references to events in Fate Hollow Ataraxia, like a certain trunk in Rin's basement. Not so much the trunk, but what's in the trunk, which for better or worse, I'm pretty sure served for inspiration for Fate Kaleid liner Prisma Illya. The magical girl aspect, not the child porn one. Then there are episodes that the story is straight out of Fate Hollow Ataraxia, like the episode where Shiro teaches Castor how to cook, is right out of Fate Hollow Ataraxia. The only difference being that instead of Rin showing up and Castor trying to hide from her, Saber shows up and is convinced to sample her dish. Honestly though, she should be more careful when accepting food from a strange magus like Castor. I can't help but feel that's probably how she ended up having a kid with her sister. Well, the simple version would be penis magic from an eccentric wizard plus enchantment magic from a vengeful sister equals one of the few reasons to watch Fate Apocrypha. Anyway, back to today's menu for the Emiya family. It really is just a relaxing, enjoyable cooking anime. A cute style and good animation with Fate characters are its selling points, but its slow release schedule and short runtime leave me wanting more, though it's always better to leave the audience wanting more than overstaying your welcome. For example, I wanted Fate Apocrypha to be over halfway through episode 23. I wanted Fate Extra Last Encore to be over after episode 2, and I wish season 2 of Fate Kaleid liner Prisma Illya didn't exist at all. So if you like the Fate series, do yourself a favor and check out today's menu for the Emiya family. Even if you don't know a lot about the Fate series, I still think you'll find some enjoyment in it. And who knows, maybe it'll interest you in checking out the other parts of the series. If you're interested in checking out today's menu for the Emiya family, it's currently streaming on Crunchyroll. And if you're interested in a little more information on it before watching, I have a link to its My Anime List page down in the description as well. Go ahead and share your thoughts on today's menu for the Emiya family, or the Fate series in general in the comments below. I'm curious to hear what you think. As always, I've been Anime VISOR. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.